Let go. All right, you can get it, Jack. Get it. Start with la música, Jack. It's Taco Tuesday. Hey, 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 hey. What is up, everybody? It is Taco Tuesday. I'm your host, Liza Monet Morales, and I have Jacques spinning on the ones and twos in Las Vegas. You want to say what's up? Hola, hola. And we are back for another episode of Taco Tuesday. I'm super excited. So much fun has happened. If y'all recall, we were here last week and we were celebrating my quarantine birthday, if you will, just like a quinceañera. Hopefully it only comes once in your lifetime. That being said, we are back with another fun-filled show. Super pumped to, play around, have some fun, make some drinks, joke around with my guests today. But first and foremost, I kind of want to show you what's been going on in the internet. While we've all been continuing staying at home and staying, safe at home while we're there. Big shout out to everybody that's watching live. Also, big shout out to all of you that are watching the replay. If you're watching, feel free to be part of the show. You all can leave a comment below for your chance to be featured. If you have questions for my guests, feel free to do that as well, because we want to interact, have you all involved and interact with us on the show. So definitely check that out as well. First and foremost, though, as I said, what we're seeing is a lot of people are celebrating their quarantine birthdays. And I myself have just been really celebrating the fact that it could be its own historic moment. But some others are, having a little bit of a difficulty with that. And here's a great video to show that we found on TikTok. Viendo ese video, because I feel like that's what all of our familias are trying to figure out. Do we do the carne asada? Do we not do the carne asada? Do we blow out the candles with the fan? ¿Qué hacemos? But a big shout out to my boy Juan for making us all laugh as always. Another thing que estoy viendo, que lo que hemos visto en los videos, que también ahorita todo el mundo está como que en un mood, ¿verdad? Hasta si están en los carros, si están afuera, they all have like a vibe for quarantine. But this one, I think in particular, might be tied with another one I found. But first, let's check this one out.
You guys, I'm fucking tired of these TikTok dances being so fucking complicated, having 1,000 steps to them, güey. Ya ni el caballo dorado tiene tantos pinches pasos, güey. Ahorita me torcí todo haciendo un pinche baile y hasta una puta hernia me dio, güey, que ya ni puedo dormir de este lado. Yo creo ni Dios dio tanto paso cuando andaba salvando al mundo. Like, why can't you guys just make a simple fucking dance we can all do?
I'm laughing because that has become a big thing on TikTok while everybody's at home. Que todo el mundo está haciendo pues los pasos y los videos, ¿verdad? To go viral on TikTok. And the TikTok dance challenges have become a thing. Pero como él dice, como que se han puesto muy complicadas, ¿eh? Unas que están súper fácil y esa puede pues que toda la familia los puede hacer. Pero otras están que, oh my God, it's like la Macarena on steroids. So I'm not quite sure. That being said, it has been fun to see the way that everybody is interacting with their family at home, getting creative. Una gente está como que pues escribiendo libros o que también están haciendo canciones. Y este video me dio una risa porque la actriz Rose Byrne, que ella misma hizo, a note to quarantine, que aquí todos podemos agradecer, ¿no?
¿Qué más pues gordos? Soy María José. Esta canción la compuse y se llama Cuarentena.
Again, I laugh because that's Rose Burns, que es una gringa, ¿verdad? Que habla pues normalmente en inglés. So me fascina que está hablando en español, pero más que nada pues que pues está dando el grito. Not quite a Mexican grito, pero grito nonetheless. Y el último video que les tengo que enseñar, no sé si ustedes están viendo lo que está haciendo la mera Cardi B, but a big shout out to Cardi B, who's partnered with Fashion Nova and is giving away $1 million. That's right, $1 millón for the next 42 days. Cada hora en la hora está dando $1,000 a uno de sus seguidores. So if you're a follower of Cardi B and if you actually have a need for a check and your stimulus check hasn't arrived, all you got to do is go to fashionnova.com/cares y pueden mandar pues su video para que pues Cardi les dé dinero. In that effort, though, lo que hemos visto con Cardi is that she's become very political, ¿verdad? This weekend, she not only jumped on P. Diddy's dance-a-thon to help raise money for our medical workers, which I think was really great, but she took it as a time to remind everybody that this November tenemos que votar. Y pues no para el hombre que ahorita está, ¿verdad? Pero que tenemos que votar y también tenemos que pues decirle a los que están elegidos que tengan la responsabilidad para nuestra comunidad. También lo que me encanta is that she really called out Trump for really focusing on the wrong thing during this pandemic. So let's check it out.
This had the nerve to tweet about how much views he got, more views than football and the Bachelorette and shit. Why you care about that? Niggas is dying. We're dying. We're dying. We're dying. Coronavirus. These doctors don't even have the answer, bro. These doctors is wearing motherfucking garbage bags.
I like Cardi. The one thing that we can expect from Cardi is that she's gonna
about how much views.
Keep it 100. She's gonna pop up with her coronavirus cuando sea que sea. Pero lo que está super importante is that I think everybody's really appreciating that she's saying what a lot of people are scared to say or to call out Trump for. So big shout out to her for keeping it 100. And I'm super pumped on today's show because we have someone else that keeps it 100. It is my dear friend, J.J Soria. If you all have not watched and fallen in love with Gentefied yet, while you're doing your quarantine and chill, ¿qué están haciendo, No se les olvide. Les puedo dar una buena regañada. But in case you haven't seen it, I'm super excited to show you what the show is all about. So first and foremost, I want to show you the trailer, and then we're going to have some one-on-one time with JJ. So let's check out Gentefied on Netflix.
$5 por un burrito? We've been giving you free burritos for years. Yo canté por esos tacos.
Nobody asked you to stand.
You ain't Chente, bro.
We need a new approach. I'll give you a brand new list of ingredients that we can try out, and it's gonna be great. People love discovering new things.
No, we've been here, fool.
You haven't paid rent 2 months.
Double the rent unless you coconuts sell out.
Coconuts are delicious.
Con estos pinches greedy landlords que nos quieren convertir todos en ramen spots.
Stay woke.
Why you gotta go all the way to Paris to be a chef?
What am I back? Michelin stars and Boyle Heights?
Estamos preocupados por Chris.
Chris is going to be fine. He can afford help like therapy or Whole Foods.
¿Qué dijiste, Whole Foods?
Yo estoy aquí matándome mientras tú juegas al artista.
Caramba, you're so dramatic.
Te empaqué todas tus porquerías, mijita.
What would I ever do without my 50 rosaries?
Para que te saques al diablo, cabrona.
My daughter, she's beautiful. She's brilliant.
Marry her, pendejo.
Play like a team. You know, como las Chivas. The defense communicate with the offense and then ¡gol! ¿Se me entiende, no?
I think so.
Te pasas toda la vida construyendo un negocio. Para que un pendejo te lo quite.
We're not gonna save the shop with a burrito. We're gonna save it with some changes.
¿Qué es eso?
Chicken tikka masala taco.
Esta no es comida mexicana. No es comida mexicana.
Oye, ¿tú estás seguro que es mexicano?
I'm more Mexican than all y'all.
And don't forget to leave a review. And if you don't like the food, don't tell anybody, cabrón.
We know people. Dangerous people.
I don't feel safe.
This is our neighborhood.
This is about Pop trying to survive.
Yeah, but at our expense.
We can't all be Cesar Chavez when we're doing our best.
There's nothing gentrifiers hate more than being called gentrifiers. We're tapping into their biggest fear.
Brown lesbians.
White guilt.
Let's see what our new friends have to say on Yelp. Food 5 stars, ambiance 1.
Dile a esos pendejos cara de culo que aquí está su ambiente.
Yes, that is what is up. Oh my gosh. Big shout out to Netflix. And, for not only bringing us another show that represents mi gente, much like on my blog. I mean, there's so many shows on there that I really love, but I appreciate the fact that they took a show that started on the web and essentially embraced it, developed it, and created it into a new original series. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here's my boy who plays the one, the only Eric on Gentefied, J.J Soria. Hello, JJ. What is up? Mira, ahí te lo tengo para ti, eh?
Right on. Where'd you get that toy from?
I mean, I have my tricks. I have my secret places, even in quarantine. Yes, exactly. So, JJ, first and foremost, I would love for you to share with everybody about, we just saw the trailer, which every time I see it, it gets me like ready to binge watch the show all over again. I would love for you to share what it was like when you got the call about this show. I don't know. Did you see the web series in the first place or not?
No, I didn't see it. I just read the pilot, and it just right away it resonated with me because, well, I was born in Boyle Heights at White Memorial Hospital, which is actually one of the locations where we filmed at with the baby ultrasound, coincidentally enough. So.
Oh yes, if you haven't watched, this might be a spoiler, but it's really good.
Yeah, really good. So I'll try not to give anything away. But I was born in Boyle Heights, raised in El Sereno, which is just a town over. And it was like when I was reading it, it was like reading a piece of my life. So I thought it was a hit, in my opinion. Well, that's what it was. I go, oh my gosh, it's a hit, and I saw what I could offer it, and so yeah, right away it captured me, and I wanted to be a part of it right away.
Wow, I love that. I think I get super emotional and excited as well because I too am from that area. I was born in downtown. And, also was raised in Lincoln Heights, and part of also being raised in El Sereno, the whole area. So that's one of the ways that you and I bonded, is that we're native Angelinos, which we're a dying breed in many ways. So for me, seeing the show, you said it just right, is that it really just shows our community in so many ways that are realistic, right? So for you, once you started filming the show, what were your thoughts? Was there something specific with your character that you really wanted to bring to it?
I thought Eric was almost like, I want to say an older version of myself. Not older as an older, I mean like years back, you know what I mean? So I saw the way he spoke, the way I interpreted him, it just rang true to me, and I knew what I could offer the role and the story in general. So I thought it would be a good match, and I just came in with that same energy when I had the audition. I was just like, look, here's what it is, and they were on the same page, and we all vibed, and so was the story.
Yeah, and I love it. Now, speaking about being on the same page, everyone on the cast very much really exemplifies a family, both on screen and off screen. You all are very tight, which I think is so beautiful to really see within our Latino community, especially because not everyone is, let's say, just Mexican or not. I think that's a big misconception sometimes in our community, that they're like, well, if I'm Dominican, I don't necessarily have these friends. And it's like, nah, son, like we've moved from that. So can you just touch on that and just how beautiful it is with just that familia sense that you all have on the show?
Yeah, we definitely have. I think I would say it's because we all have a close relationship with all of our families, and we brought that. Each one of us brought that to the chemistry. We just had the kind of chemistry, that bond, where we just accepted each other for who we are, and it was literally instantaneous. The chemistry that we all had, and I always give kudos to the production team, from Charles King on down the line of our producers. The foundation, we have a foundation of superstars behind the camera, and they put, well, I have no shame in saying it. I'll say it right out. I think we have a bunch of superstars in front of the camera as well. And I believe it's because they put that same type of energy together, and we just clicked, and it really is. We are through and through like a family where we can check each other, for lack of a better way to put it.
Mhm.
And it's not, none of us ever get offended. Like I've been checked a couple times on some things where I could have seen something different. And I was like, oh, okay, I got it. And vice
Yeah.
versa, you know. So it really is like a family. And I think that's what comes across on screen, the love and the chemistry that we have. Again, the foundation of it being love is I think what everyone gravitates towards.
For sure. Y una de las cosas que me encanta is that not everybody on the show speaks Spanish fluently. Some more than others, right? Pero que they don't make you feel bad, right? Like everybody can come as they are. Que me encanta. Like I just think that that's such like a beautiful aspect because that is the reality of our community. You and I have spoken about that even with your mom, right? That there was a whole decade of people that within the Latino community that were basically shamed, if for lack of a better word, into not speaking Spanish, right? Because it was all about acclimating. So to really see that embrace and the way that it has had a generational effect on the show, I think is really real and something that's just heartwarming and vulnerable and allows people to accept themselves for who they are as well. Have you gotten that reaction?
Right. I'm sorry, what was the question?
I said, have you gotten that reaction?
Yes, I have. I've gotten a couple of, more than a couple of DMs referring to that, talking about, you know, Pocho, and you know, I relate to that, and they're relating to the Chris character,
yep,
Chef, and you know, not being accepted and feeling like in a place of a limbo, so to speak. And I mean, I told you before, like I resonated with not only the Eric character, but the Chris character as well, being a Pocho myself, where I mean, it's just really getting beyond my own mind and because it's there, but my Spanish is there. I just gotta practice more. But the whole thing about not being accepted by Mexicans, for me, or you know, Latin speaking countries or ethnicities, and white America, you know, being the way I looked and not being able to speak Spanish was one thing, and then being the way I looked and, you know, not being accepted by the other group. People resonated with that and found what I love about it is that it brings that to the forefront and can inspire conversation. And again, so like once it starts being talked about, just like homosexuality and trans and all that stuff, now that it's out in the open, so to speak, it inspires conversation and it brings it up instead of being something that's hidden behind a curtain or whatever. People don't talk about it. Now it's out and now it's more accepted, right? So and
right,
what I think is the issue is that's not talked about, so people just keep it behind a curtain. So you feel intimidated, but now that it's out there, it's like, look, man, I don't speak Spanish. Instead of belittling me about it, how about we work on ways, you know, to be accepted and bring me in, so maybe I'll be more willing to try to speak.
Yeah, I love that. You know, and again, going back to una de las cosas que pasó en el show, I love that even the Chris character, right, is put on through this like Latino test, which I just found hysterical, but also could totally relate to because being a light-skinned Latina, right, I'm also mixed. I always tell people that I'm a hot tamale with the matzo ball on top because I have a Jewish side of me and a Latin side. But growing up, I was never Spanish enough for the Spanish side of my family, and I have roots from Spain. I'm Guatemalan and Mexican. They all had their comments about like, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. Then I wasn't like Jewish enough, and then I wasn't American enough. And so I felt like Selena, where you're like, dude, I'm just never enough, right? And, you know, and I used to get teased and be called a coconut, and they're like, oh, you're brown on the outside, but white on the inside. So when you all showed that also, like, just that aspect, I was like, this is my life. Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like people wanted to have a Latino test with me. So I appreciated that was shown, and, you know, in such a fun way to be part of the joke as the audience, right? Yes. Now, one thing that really came out of that, and one thing that you also noted, is that the creators, both Marvin and Yvette, have been so detailed, which I just appreciate in the representation of our cultura, down to the music that they picked for the show, down to the playlist that now is available on Spotify, which I know that you've enjoyed yourself, right? So is there one song on Spotify that just, you know, from the playlist there that you're really liking that just kind of brings you back to set?
Well, Marvin and Linda did a great job with everything, writing it and the music obviously as well. And in regards to one song in particular, shoot, I mean, anytime I hear, I'm gonna get. I think it's Carol. The song's called "Dime." Is it "Dime"? Of course.
Oh, it's Dime. Oh, that's not the one I thought you were gonna say. Okay.
Well, it's between that one and the Pegasus. I forget obviously right now my mind goes on a blank as I'm trying to think of the song, but Pegasus something which is like the steamy the kissing.
Yeah,
scene.
the I get weak.
No, that's the SWV one. That's actually.
I know your SWV one is the one that I really thought you were gonna say.
That's another great. I mean, because I have a personal connection with that song. I think I told you about it already.
Yeah.
But there's a few songs. There's not just one or two. There's a few songs that really speak to me and take me back there. Obviously, the one with the scene with Pops. You know, that was an emotional scene.
Yeah.
And the song, the music choice just really sets the tone for each scene. And it just gives it the gravity that each scene needs. And the SWV song was perfect.
It totally was, like, on so many levels, which is why I appreciated, enjoyed. I mean, and again, just in terms of what's perfect and going back to like that litmus test for the Latinos, I think it's fair to say that the grito might be one. And I really enjoyed, Mr. J.J. Soria, watching you and Marvin have some fun. So I'm just going to show everybody at home what this is all.
That was pretty good. I like the length of it. I didn't go for length. And that's pretty impressive.
More projection? More projection?
No, I don't know. Let me see. People, what do you think? Was that?
I love that you all had a grito challenge while you all played tragos, which is a game I loved.
Perfect.
But I definitely am going to have to put you on the spot. Can we hear your grito now that you know, now that you've had some time to really work on it? I want to see that Latinidad come out.
I had time to work on it, but okay.
Eso! Okay. Yeah. No, it was good. The length was good. It had good depth. Like, you even had like a high pitch. Like, I get that. I was trying to explain that to one of my friends who is in Latin, and he was like, I don't understand why you guys scream like that. I'm like, bro, like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. Like, it is just part of our cultura, especially if you're like Mexican and you're in LA. Like, that is how you express yourself.
The real trick is a good shot or two of tequila. It gets you right in the right tone.
You get in that right octave, right? And you're like, okay, let's go. So I really love that, you know, during the trailer, we already had a lot of people at home. So, of course, if you all have comments, feel free to leave them down below if you have questions. But Camila Denzler came on to say that you are her fave, which I thought was really awesome. So big shout out to Camila for joining us. Yes, which I think is great. Or Camille, if we're going with the Anglo side of the pronunciation. But that being said, can you let us know, how are you surviving casa quarantine?
It's honestly, it's not bad. I actually spend a lot of time in solitude myself, keep my energy and keep my energy right. I'm very grateful that I'm having a good experience of it. You know what I mean? I know there's people that are less fortunate, so that maybe, you know, people that are sick, obviously. So yeah, I just spent my time. The first 3 weeks were a bit interesting because, I mean, look, the show just came out, and we had just came off of a whirlwind of a press junket tour and a lot of just life in general. So there was the first 3 weeks where I was real lethargic. And I was in bed a lot, sleeping, and I know other people experience this too. I was going to bed at very odd hours. I just wouldn't fall asleep until like 7 a.m, and so I was all over the place. But now, week 4, I think we're week 4 now. No?
Yeah, over a month. Yeah.
Yeah. So this week I got back to myself and getting a little bit better sleep. I have this gadget right here that checks my sleep and my monitors my heart rate and everything.
I love it. Is that an Apple Watch?
No, this is called a
Garmin.
Promote it. It's called Whoop. It's a Whoop.
Oh.
It's a Whoop. It's basically the same thing as a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, where it gauges your heart rate and sleeping and all that. So it's been tracking my sleep, and I've been using that to see where I'm at. I'm doing better, and spending time. Now I'm gonna put more structure to it and figure out what are some goals I want to accomplish during this time. Whether it be reading a couple of books, working on my Spanish, working on some other ideas for apparel and things that I want to do for branding myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do while I have this time off, and then but I think everyone should just use this time to. It's always good to do personal growth. Spend time with yourself. I think the people that I'm really interested in talking to are the people that are finding this time nerve-wracking. Like they don't like the alone time. They don't like to be in their head. If you're having issues with being by yourself or just being in your own thoughts, that's exactly where you need to be.
Yes.
Spend that time. Understand why you're having issues with dealing with it. It's because you're used to
running,
keeping yourself preoccupied so that you do not deal with those issues. Myself, I've done nothing but really focus on my mental. So I'm thankfully that's not my issue. But I think people should really use this time to talk to themselves and get into the nitty gritty, not just focusing on chasing the bag, so to speak.
For sure, or just chasing a skirt or chasing the boy, right? Like really taking this time to reset. And I so love that. First of all, thank you for sharing your vulnerability and really sharing that truth, because I so love the fact that you are taking this as a time to reset. But as we like to say here at Work From Home Network TV, that it's all about pivoting, not panicking, right? So the whole reason we started this network was for creatives, by creatives, to stay creative, because that's the way that we continue to not only be together in this apart, but at the same time, use this time to move us all forward. So in that, there's a couple exciting announcements that we have coming out here from the network that we're hoping to get you involved. But off the bat, speaking of reading, I do know that we're going to have you back for our happy hour to read a special book. The title is not being revealed yet, people. But we're super pumped to have you on our happy hour. So that I think she'll definitely be fun. So everybody should stay tuned for that. But speaking of drinking, is there like a favorite drink? Is there a go-to for you? Are you a tequila man, vodka, whiskey? Like what's your jam? Micheladas?
I like grape juice, aka wine.
Oh, yo, what kind you want? I got you. Red, white, rosé.
None of those ones. None of those. I'm more of a dry. I like dry.
Dry?
Earthy,
I got dry. This is dry.
Yeah, so I like dry, earthy flavors. I'm not really big in the sugar.
Yeah.
The sugary wines.
Yeah.
So either a
like a Pinot, you probably are a fan of.
I'm gonna say a full body. I like a full body.
Full body.
Earthy. Flavor, dry. That's what I like.
Me encanta. I like it. Okay, so we'll definitely have to have
Noir. So Pinot Noir.
That's what I said. A Pinot Noir. Yeah.
I like cabs as well.
I also think you would like, knowing a little bit of your palate, the Sangiovese. Like I think that you could have some fun with that.
I haven't gotten to the point with Sangiovese.
Yeah, Sangiovese. Like that's a good one that I think you would like, because it's kind of like a mixture depending on where you get it. But like I think that that's a wine that you could play with, because I see that you also drink hard liquor too, which is cool. So
yeah,
we'll have to
a little bit. So wait. So let me ask you a question, because I do drink cabs. Is cab considered a sugary wine or no? No.
It depends, right? It also depends where it's grown, right? So it's not that it's going to be sugary by nature, but like there's different varietals in the way that they're grown. So like when I was in France, I went with the Georges Dubois family, and the Dubois family is one of the most well-known winemaking families. Fortunately, Mr. Dubois just passed away about 2 months ago, but we were there and we were able to go to the different collections of vineyards that he owns and like works with, right? These small vintners, and the way that they have the grape be basically groomed and the way that it is produced there is so different than the way in this part of France than you are going to get in different areas of the world. So that's why like Napa, of course, the climate really influences it. So you're going to have a different sense in Napa than you are down, even in out in Riverside, or like out where they have some of the more local areas, Sonoma. So it's just really kind of finding out like what flavor works with you, but just that wine trip and really developing that palate is, oh my God.
I really enjoy the experience of developing your palate and finding out what favors, or how do I want to say that? Basically what appeals to you. I like the process of learning. I did that with whiskey as well, and acquired in a taste. But first it tasted like gasoline, and then I learned to find, like Macallan. I like Macallan. It's a good whiskey. Is that whiskey or Scotch? No, it's whiskey.
Yeah, I think that's Scotch. Yeah.
Okay, well,
I think so. I have to look. Yeah, but no, I like it though. Now, are you a fan of micheladas? Because that's going to be our featured cocktail today. We have that coming up with Master Micha Mix as well.
I'm not a big beer drinker because I think of yeast and I think of expanding. So I'm not a big. I will go and I'll go do a flight to try. I'm a bit of, I'll do it if they're specialized beers or they're quality.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you the next time I actually get to see you in person. I'm going to bring over a bottle of the Master Micha Mix. I want you to try it with some beer. They're going to show us a couple of the different ways that they prepare it. We had Chef Rick Garcia on last Friday for our happy hour. With the ones that he makes, he adds a saladito to it, which I also thought was like really cool, adding that. But this particular mix, I'm so bougie about my micheladas. What I really love about this one is that it doesn't give you that heavyweight feel or over sugarly feel. Like I drink iced tea with no sugar and people think I'm odd, but I'm like, no me gusta mucha azúcar. So that's what I love about theirs, where it's like leaves your palate wanting more, much like when I taste a really good wine where I'm like, so yeah. So I feel like I want to challenge you to try it. Yeah,
I'm down to try it.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead.
I did want to mention something because in regards to the show, I just got an email or a DM rather in regards to.
Please tell me the email says that you guys are renewed for season 2, because that's actually what my question was going to be.
No, I haven't. No, I wouldn't. That would be awesome. I could be totally wrong, but I truly believe we'll get picked up. It's just a matter of time. The times are crazy right now, so I believe it's a matter of time. But no, so my cousin just passed. Not to like make this depressing or anything. It's not depressing at all. Well, I mean, part of it is, but the fact is this: my cousin, my younger cousin, she passed away. One of them, she passed away in February, and lo and behold, I just got this DM saying that this young lady was told she was going through a hard time dealing with a death. And her professor told her to watch Gentefied because it's so funny. As she's watching, she ends up finding out that it's my cousin. Was her friend, the one that passed away.
No,
she didn't know while she was watching the show that it was my cousin. But she went back through her pictures, and she goes, I was crying, I laughed. She was like, she had like some really, the show really. She really hit home for her. And lo and behold, she goes, I felt like Marina had
come together.
Brought the show to her to let her know it was going to be okay. So what I guess is this show has impacted my life in so many ways. And rest in peace to my cousin. I love her dearly. And as a matter of fact, her birthday was just on Easter. What
was her name?
Huh?
Marina was her name?
Marina Antillian.
Oh my gosh, big shout out to Marina. Like, I think that I love it. She's a fellow Aries. My birthday was last week, so I just am so touched by that. And I think what is so beautiful about that, JJ, again, you sharing your vulnerability, but really talking about how the show has continued to have impact on people that you're not even familiar with, right? Or that you might not necessarily know. And that's what even we're seeing in our comments here. I really want to throw this up from Marlon Zumbado, who is saying that he enjoyed Gentefied. He's joining us on Facebook. He wanted to thank you and the rest of the cast for sharing your talent on the screen. And, it's those moments, like the ones that you just described, that really just, again, talk about why representation is so important and why it matters, especially for nuestra gente, nuestra comunidad, to see our stories. I want to give a big shout out to our boys who we had here last week from Slipping into Darkness, which is a film short film that's on Netflix right now, which is, I'm sorry, on HBO. But one of the characters on there is on one of the other Netflix show, On My Block, Cibaedas. And what I really love, On My Block, another show that pairs so well with yours, is that it's very real, right? It's set in what our cultura goes through, but it's also done. It allows you to, like any great art, it allows you to have a difficult conversation with a little bit of ease because people can laugh a little. Some of the storylines are a little over the top, but yet they get to the heart of the nitty gritty. The same thing with y'all's like arcs, right? Like some of the things that you all do, or like the test, the Latino test or something. It's funny, but it's not, it's like you all involve like the audience in it. And even the relationship that you have with Annie, I think is so beautiful of what do you do? And I've been in that situation where, I was the first in my family to go to college and dated someone who wasn't going to be on the college path. And there was this interesting balance of going back and forth because I didn't want him to think I felt like I was being better than him. But, I was getting outside pressure of like, oh, you're slumming it. And I was like, oh my God, who says that? Right. But then he also felt intimidated and you and I have talked about this, where he felt like the need that he needed to compete with me. And it's like, that's also not the answer, right? If I'm supposed to be your partner, like we're supposed to be, I don't want you in front of me and I don't want you behind me. I want you next to me.
You should be a cheerleader for sure.
Yes. And so do you see that as well in terms of like your relationship on the show, your character, that arc that you and Annie have? Is there in any way that you all can relate to that as well?
I definitely, what do you mean, me and Annie, or just me and
you, the characters? I'm saying between all characters.
My approach, I think that I do believe as well as Eric to you should promote and be a cheerleader for the person you're involved with, and if it means actually letting them go to to pursue whatever it is they're pursuing, you want the best for them, period, whether it's with them or without them. Obviously you'd rather be with that person, and you just do whatever you can to treat. I think it always goes back to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yes. Rise up and be the queen to rock with your king, and vice versa, right? Like I think
I feel if you ever feel that if you ever feel like you're less than someone because they're doing better than you, or they're doing well, that's just your own insecurities and your own. It has more to do with you than it has to do with you and them.
Boom. And that is like such a strong way to end it. I feel like JJ, you and I could be on as always all day long. A big shout out to all of you at home watching. Again, if you haven't already binge watched Netflix's Gentefied, what are you waiting for? But before we go, I did want to actually shout out one of our other comments coming in from Adrian. I think it's Holgian, who's also tuning in on Facebook, saying that she loved the show. All the locations shown is where I grew up, which again, a big shout out, because it's exactly what JJ and I said, as you mentioned at the top of our interview, that, that scene outside the hospital, it's where you were born.
Yeah. Actually what I'll end on is saying that I knew the show was going to have an impact on the community, but I also said that the one thing I believe I'm not going to really fully grasp is how much of an impact it was going to have until I start to see people commenting on it and talking to me how they react. It really has had an effect beyond what I thought was imaginable. It's really, people, I could feel the emotion coming through in these messages on how important it was or is to be represented, and that's what's made it a true honor. I don't use those words lightly. I'm not one to use those words. It's a true honor to be a part of this project, and I'm very grateful.
Well, I love it, and I hope everyone at home continues to watch or binge watch, like we've had Marlon Zumbato, again, who's watching from Facebook. He said he's been watching the show 15 times. So Marlon, them getting picked up for season 2 is all on you, buddy boy. We're depending on you. Share it with your friends, share it with, your comadres, share it with the stranger outside your window. Let them know that they should definitely check out J.J. Soria and the rest of the cast on Netflix's Gentefied. And so with that, brother, I will see you soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great one. All right, you all. I don't know about you, but I am ready for a drink. I feel like it's time for michelada. A big shout out again to JJ for being with us. But before we do, I do say it is time for a little bit of a dance break. So I'm going to bring up our man and whoa, here we go. I think let's go ahead and do a little bit of a dance break. All right, as we like to do around here, little Latin infused. So DJ, take it away. Doo, doo. And then after that, we'll come back for micheladas. Yeah. I love it. Okay, hold on. We're trying to see. I think I don't see our DJ. You know what, y'all? The internet. Fun times. This is what's happening with that. But no worries. We definitely will just keep moving right along. And we'll just have to come back to our dance break after we have. Here it is.
No te lo voy a negar. Estamos claros y ya. No deja que yo te agarre, baby. Besos en el cuello para calmar la sed. Mi mano en tu cadera para empezar como es. No le vamos a bajar más nunca, mamá. Baila, plácate, como ella lo mueve. Sin parar. Las ganas de comerte, ahora son más fuertes. Quiero tenerte y no te voy a negar. Estamos claros y ya. No te lo voy a negar. Tengo la necesidad de saber lo que piensas cuando piensas en mí. En la intimidad me convence de que no me arrepienta de las cosas que amo hacia mí. Su pelo que le llega al suelo, como mi vida de no te cambió. Un deseo que me tiene preso. Le quiero mentir pero le soy sincero. Aquí dañándome la mente, he sido paciente por no te demorar. Hace tiempo quería verte y hoy por suerte soy que te devora. Que no le importa nada, es una nena mala y no le quiere bajar. Y si hay humo en el ambiente se pone demente y no quiere parar. Ella casi ni sale, la traición no es amor. Tiene par de amistades, pero no quiere relación. Donde va sobresale, en sus ojos se ve la ilusión. Pero llamo a su amiga que se olvide que esta es su canción. Y baila, por la música pa' que esto no pare. Baila. Tengo que besarte antes que se acabe. Trae sin ropa interior.
All right. Super pumped about all that, y'all. This is, if you're watching at home, let's talk about it live. And that was our midday dance break. Nos gusta tener poquita de música, aunque tenemos aquí pues el internet as it is. We're breaking the internet on Taco Tuesday. What can I say? But thank you so much for joining us. Oh my gosh, that first part of our show today just filled my soul with so much love. JJ is such an amazing artist and just an amazing human, both on air and off. So excited that you all got to have a little bit more one-on-one time with him. But moving right along, I'm super pumped to bring on my comadre, who I want to show you all last week. Totally made my birthday super special, as you can see. With the quarantine birthday package that she brought over to my house. She delivered it, making sure to keep her social distance. We got a little card all about celebrating being a quarantine. As I like to say, como tu quinceañera, vamos a pensar que nomás te viene una vez, ¿no? Like, hopefully just once, and make it a celebration. Pues, agarrando este paquete pues de comida y todo, it's for that person at home to feel super special, even if they have to stay in casa quarantine. So I appreciate what Las Comadres has been doing in creating these packages. I definitely want Stephanie to share some of the experiences she's had con otra de las personas que también los han recibido. But today, we actually get to make some micheladas. So without further ado, I want to bring on my girl, Steffi. Hola, mi chula, ¿cómo estás?
Hi, how are you today?
I am so well. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday. And then do you enjoy being the first official quarantine?
I do. I was the first official quarantine queen, and it's now a good club to have. I'm like, quarantine in the house, que me encanta.
Exactly. And then you got the full package with the Master Micha mix. You have some of the mango one, and it's been so fulfilling, honestly, to be taking these packages. Like the expression that people have and the reactions have just been amazing, honestly.
Y a ver, cuéntame en español, ¿qué pasó? Que ayer que no tuviste también uno que lo llevaste y hasta la muchacha se puso pero súper emocionante.
Sí, ayer fui a West Hollywood a dejar un quarantine package y it was contactless delivery, so voy yo según bien despichadita a dejar el paquete. Cuando se lo dejo, toco la campana and I just like walk to the elevator. From like the elevator, I heard her all the way down the hallway going, "Oh my God, this is insane! Oh my God!" She was super happy, and just like the emotion she had, like made me so happy. I was like, "Oh my God, this really made my day." And she was she's like scream, "Thank you!"
No, pero lo que me encanta is that not only does, you know, do you get, and I put it down below, but not only do they get the taco bar, that you'll get the Corona tacos, and you get the salsa jars, and you get the Master Micha mix, which we're going to get to in a minute, with the tajin cup rimmer, pero también te dan, you know, the cookie shots, which a big shout out to the Dirty Cookie OC. Yes. Girl, those cookies are so good with the little Kahlua inside. Me encanta. And then the pulparino box, which, I mean, it's been so great. Pero también si la gente en la casa, si están en Los Ángeles, if they want to customize it, they're able to do that as well, right?
Yeah, correct. Like, what we want to do is make everybody feel special on their birthday. So, you know, your person loves chile relleno burritos or loves wet burritos, whatever it is, we're going to make it happen. And, you know, set up a cute little package so that it gets delivered to them and they just feel like kings and queens on their birthday, as they should, you know?
I love it. So I'm going to throw that up on there for anybody que pues quiere agarrar their quarantine birthday package. Te pueden mandar un DM. But let's talk a little bit about what we have going on today. One of the things that I became fast addicted to was, and I was telling JJ before, I am so bougie when it comes to micheladas. And when you told me, mira, va a ver la michelada. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Vamos a ver. So when I actually tried it though, I was like, oh, okay, this is my new obsession. Yo no se la quiero dar a nadie, which I love. Le quiero enseñar a todo el mundo la botella. This is the Micha Mix, que normally it's $20, but ahorita está en venta para 15. So tell us a little bit about the Master Micha Mix.
So the Master Micha Mix is my older brother's brand. I honestly am very picky with micheladas too. When he started developing it, it took him years. He has a lot of patience and he like measures it to the drop to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect. When I tried it, I was like, wow, like this is amazing. You know, La Mara location and, you know, Compton location, which we have as well. Compton is my brother's location. And it's just a family business that we, you know, help each other out to promote each other. But the Master Micha Mix, we have it regular, we have it mango, pepino, cucumber, tamarindo. The issue with that right now is our manufacturer is not producing it because of the COVID-19. But we do have the regular one, which is the original one. You can't go wrong. And we're going to show you guys how to put it together today.
All right, so let's definitely do that. So do you want to go over to your booth that you have?
Yes, let's go over to my booth and we will have it ready. My brother's over there. So let me switch the camera.
Okay, great. Perfect. So while they get over there, there we go. Hold on. While they get over there, we can definitely chat. Thank you all again for tuning in as well with us. We've had it's been a really fun time, kind of with just everybody being able to enjoy it and not only have JJ, but be able to dance with you. I'm enjoying the comments. A big shout out to, again, Marlon Zumbrado, who has been on here with us watching from Facebook, talking about how much he's enjoyed the show. Then Christina, Mina Renee also watching on Facebook. She wants to give a shout out to Patrick Barraco Morgan. So shout out to her. And yeah, so with that though, it's time to make some Micha Mix. So we have him here.
Ready for you guys.
Yes, there he is. Perfect. So hi, how are you? It's so great to have you. So we're having a little bit of feedback, I think, on your end. I don't know if it's the mic, but we're gonna just play right through it. That being said, I love the Micha Mix. We're gonna put your brother on there in center. So can you walk us through how to make it? I have, just so everybody at home knows, I too, super pumped, have all my ingredients ready to go, including like y'all's custom chamoy mix, which I'm not going to lie, I literally last night lo quería ver and just be like, but I'm like, no, me tengo que esperar. And then el limón, which I know is one of the other ingredients as well, but let us know, what else do we need ingredients-wise if you want to take us through it? Let's see. Oh, that your Wi-Fi where you all are at. Hold on one sec. You have to unmute yourself, Steph. It's the Wi-Fi challenge today. Fun times. Nope, we can't hear you, Mama. But I'm gonna put your brother on. Let's see. Now, yep. If we do that, you still have to. One of you. Okay. Do you want to talk? One of you guys want to talk?
There we go.
Okay. Do you want to talk us through it, like what we need?
Yeah, of course. So my brother's gonna talk you guys through it. This is my brother Rodolfo. He's my older brother.
Hi.
He's the founder of Master Micha Mix. And there we go.
Okay, perfect. So she was telling me that you guys wanted to know how to make like the perfect michelada. We made it simple for you guys. So I mean, it's really simple. You just get your cup, put it on the paste. I personally just like to leave it with the paste, but if you want to spice it up a little bit, you can put a little bit of tajin on the rim. It looks nicer. It looks a little bit more fancy. I just like to add just a little bit of ice so I can keep my drink cold. And basically, you just add a little bit of our mix. That's more than enough. And your favorite beer. I like to add Modelo, you could add Pacifico. I would say, I mean, it's obviously depending on what kind of beer you guys like, but if it's gonna be a michelada, I don't like to mix it with a light beer.
Yeah, I feel like right now everyone's adding the Corona, right, for the COVID-19. So they're making the COVID-19 michelada. So I love it though. Yes, and so far I'm following along. I have it with my chamoy, and then I'm rimming it, and I have my ice ready to go. So I'm like, all right. And then how much, Chef? Would you say how much do we put in terms of the mix to the beer?
For the mix, we recommend about 2 ounces for each beer. You guys can add it to taste. There's people that like me. I personally will drink it with like a beer, like a canned beer, and I'll just put a little squirt on it, dip on it after my first michelada. But a lot of people like it heavier. The heaviest we recommend, honestly, is like 4 ounces of michelada mix per beer. But other than that, with 2 ounces, you guys should be perfectly fine.
I love that. Now, the really cool thing today is that someone at home actually gets to win their own michelada mix from the Micha Mix. So, para la gente que está aquí en Los Ángeles, ¿dónde lo pueden comprar ahorita?
Ok, ahorita tenemos 3 locaciones donde lo pueden localizar. En La Mirada, Las Comadres número 1, aquí en Campton, Las Comadres número 2, o Candy Cravings in the City of Paramount.
Ah, mira, ok. Y luego, si no están en California, ¿se pueden mandar DM o to see if they could do a special order? ¿Cómo así?
Sí, ahorita, en este momento, estamos trabajando en tener nuestro website otra vez.
Vale.
Estuvimos teniendo un poquito de dificultades con el shipping.
Ya, por todo lo que está pasando con COVID, pero ahí se va a hacer, ¿verdad?
Yeah, just send us a DM and my brother's gonna take care of you guys to get it to you guys. Or if you're in the area and you guys need groceries, you can go on lascomadresmarket.com, include it in your purchase, and we'll be more than happy to take it to your guys' home, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yeah, which I really love that that's a service that you're offering for those at home that maybe can't get out or shouldn't get out, especially if they're older or if they're immune compromised, is that ustedes mismas les pueden traer pues todo lo que necesiten en la casa, si son los frijoles, el arroz, los dulces, y también pues el Master Micha Mix, que me encanta a mí. Pero like we said, someone at home actually gets to win one, so definitely we'll be picking a winner. Leave your comment. And we have a couple different flavors here, but I know you guys are running out, right? So I'm super excited when you guys get the next round of flavors. But what would you say out of the 3 que tienen? ¿Cuál es el más popular?
El más popular es definitivamente el original.
El original.
Es número 1. Enseguida el de mango.
Ah, oh, okay, mango.
Mango y tamarindo.
Tamarindo, yeah, that tamarindo, there's something about that como que me está que es que me trae la atención. I'm like, oh, that's super fancy, ¿me entiendes? Yeah, I love it. Pues a big shout out to you both. I have I'm doing it with Modelo and my ice and everything, and I'm ready to go with my Micha Mix. So, salud a ustedes. Antes que los deje ir, what would you say is your guys' go-to drink that you have aside from micheladas? ¿Cuál les gusta a ustedes?
Margaritas.
Ay, margaritas. And it is Taco Tuesday, so what kind of tacos do you like?
My favorite, honestly, is pastor tacos. And yes, a lot of spice to it. And then with the margarita de tamarindo or de piña, my favorite.
¿Y para ti?
Paloma.
Ajá.
Tequila.
Paloma.
Yeah.
¿Y cuáles tacos te gustan?
Tacos, igual también me gustan los de pastor, asada. Really good.
Ay, asada, sí. Okay, yeah, I'm a fan. Los que hacen ustedes, dude, and all y'all like green cheese, chile relleno burrito, bomb.com. I feel like there's nothing that Las Comadres doesn't make. So qué bueno que les dieran ustedes todas las recetas, ¿eh? Because you guys make me so hungry.
Y luego también el menudito para el siguiente día para la cruda.
Pues muchas gracias de nuevo por estar con nosotros. Remember, everyone, if you are in the LA area and you want to order the quarantine birthday package, which you could definitely comes with the Master Miche Mix, there's the list of everything that it has. All you have to do is slide into those DMs for Taqueria Las Comadres, and you can customize not only your quarantine birthday package, but you're just like, let's get down to Mexican everyday package. También, ¿verdad? So big shout out to y'all for being here with us. Los vemos pronto. All right, so before we go, wow, what an amazing show. I want a big thanks to all of you at home watching live and also watching the replay, as well as to our guest, J.J. Soria earlier, and of course, our team here from Taqueria Las Comadres, as well as to our DJ Jacques, and of course, the team here at Work From Home Network TV. A big shout out also to our DJ/producer today, Aaron Smalls. We appreciate you. So with that, that is a wrap for this episode of Let's Talk About It Live. Pero vamos a regresar el próximo martes con más. Vamos a tener más recetas. And you know, this is how we roll. Spanglish, English, Spanish. If the internet wants to play tricks on us, don't worry, we got it. It's all good. Pero en la casa, por favor, sí, déjenos un comentario, déjenos saber cómo están. And then all of you who are watching and you're leaving your comments, definitely check your DMs because I'll be sliding into one of them to let you all know that you won a Master Miche Mix. So, hasta la próxima. Yo soy Liza. Los veo pronto. Bye. We could have a little music on our way out. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom.
You ready to eat some tacos, bro? You ready to eat some tacos?